Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! I'm YouTube. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Famous now. Available in 1986. The album, Dad AF. The Pretty in Pink edition. If you leave, I won't cry. I won't waste one single day. Boost! Y'all love that movie, Pretty in Pink. Oh, one of my favorite movies of life. And I was driving around today and I was getting ready to go over and do my review over on my review channel today, and that song came on. My new channel on Sirius, which is channel 33, they play like all of the songs. It's called The Wave, I think. They play like all the songs that I listened to in high school. They play like Depeche Mode and the Smiths, Morrissey, The Cure, all that kind of stuff. All the songs I listened to in high school and I love. Basically any John Hughes soundtrack from any of those movies back in the day. You know, like 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink, all of those movies back in the day. I loved all those movies. And, woo, it's hot in my house today. It's hot as beans up in this house. But anyway, they play all that music over there, and I live for it. I love it so much. So anyway, if you leave, don't look back. All right, so today, woo, Gabbie Hanna is pulling a Trisha Paytas. And I was kind of sitting here, and I was like, why is she doing this? Like, I don't really understand. And then I was like, oh, this is just all to push her music. Because to Gabbie Hanna, of course, everything is about pushing the music, pushing the music, pushing the music. All of the drama that has occurred all comes back to pushing the music. That's always like, and she even says it. She even says it, that it's about getting people to come and watch her music. She said that today. So from her mouth to God's ears, I guess. I don't know. But we're going to talk about that in just a second because she is clapping back hard at comments that she is receiving over on her TikTok. And it was interesting because I went over there and looked because I had gotten several DMs about it. And I thought, you know, whenever you hear about somebody clapping back like in a comment section, you usually see like 2, 5, max 7, maybe. Okay, 7 is an exaggeration. You see like maybe 2 to 5, you know, times in there where somebody will kind of clap back in the comment sections. Oh, Gabbie Hanna goes in, okay? I mean, and I had to stop screenshotting it because I was like, she just really isn't stopping. That was about 2 hours ago. I came home and I sat down and I was uploading my review video, and so I was going in there to go like see her, her TikTok again, and she's in there and she has now made 13 TikToks responding to people's comments. Does that sound familiar to you? Oh, that sounds like a Trisha Paytas move, doesn't it? That's what Trisha Paytas always does. She always goes over to TikTok and she films literally one video after another, after another, after another, after another. Gabbie Hanna comes out in there and she says, somebody says something about like, well, you seem mad, or why are you addressing this? I'll show you this or tell you about this in just a second. And she's like, oh no, I think it's fun. She's like, the trolls come for me and I think it's fun to troll back. So, you know, in that comment a little bit, it's kind of like, okay, well, in the future when people are coming for you and you want to turn it into this really serious thing, and now you're sitting in a TikTok, which I have recorded, so I'll have for all of eternity, where Gabbie Hanna is sitting there going, oh no, I think it's fun. Like, this is all fun and games to me, right? With the intention of pushing her music because she's so excited about her music, which as a musician, she should be. I will never take that away from somebody to go after their dreams and whatever, you know? And just because Gabbie Hanna's music is someone's always the villain, just because that's not my kind of music, okay, doesn't mean that somebody, villain, victim, villain, I don't know what the words are she uses there, but apparently this is screamo music, which is the kind of music that she grew up listening to, and she said all this time, you know, this is the kind of music that she wanted to make. Why weren't you making? My question is, why weren't you making this music all along, you know? So anyway, does that mean the music that you made before that you weren't proud of or you didn't like? I don't know. But just because it's not my kind of music, it doesn't mean that it isn't kind of music that somebody else out there would love and purchase, and on and on and on. You know, it's interesting to me because Gabbie Hanna goes into this whole thing and she says that she keeps on defending being a professional musician, being a professional singer. She defends it over and over and over, okay, in the comment sections and in these videos. And she said it in the podcast with Trisha Paytas, which now in retrospect I'm looking at and I'm like, okay, Gabbie Hanna was staying rather silent. Gabbie Hanna was just over here. She was kind of in her lane. She was just doing her own thing. nobody was really noticing Gabbie Hanna. The drama had kind of died down. She wasn't really getting into a whole lot, right? Then she invites Trisha Paytas onto her podcast, of which now Trisha Paytas has come out and she said that it was highly edited, okay, which I could tell by watching it. I don't know how nobody else did. You know, and some other things. And now she's on TikTok and she's putting up recordings, which she knows probably that people are going to come and say something about. And then she wants to come out and defend herself and all these things. It's fine. It's whatever, okay? But it's stirring up all of this drama, which then she says in one of her TikToks, well, I want the views. I want my, what does she call it? What's that? Not the algorithm, but the interactions between people. She wants her, what's that word? I can't remember the word I'm looking for now. You know what I'm talking about? When people like interact with your account, that she wants those to go up because the more that goes up, the more people that will listen to her music. Hey, that's fine, you know? At least she owns it and admits to it because, listen, I've always said this on here. When you listen to a YouTuber that said, why can't I think of what that word is? I know y'all are screaming it at the TV or the computer or the whatever, the tablet or the phone. But engagement. She wants her engagement to go up, right? Which, hey, I appreciate that she owns that. Because one of the things that drives me crazy on YouTube or whatever social media is when people are like, I don't make videos for the views or any of that kind of stuff. Like, I don't really care what kind of BS. All of us want people to watch our videos, and a person watching your video equals a view. I think what's interesting, okay, is that when we start using words like engagement, views, subscribers, things like that, what people forget, and this is what always makes me sad about YouTubers, because I see this happen over time with a lot of YouTubers, is that they're at the beginning, they're talking about, it's so nice that people follow me. It really means a lot to me that people like my videos or that people are doing this. And then over time, what it becomes about is subscribers, views, engagement, and you hear a different language. You hear business YouTube language, if that makes sense. And it's very sad, right? Because then what you realize is views, engagement, and all of that really equals more money that they're making off their music, which to somebody like Gabbie Hanna is very important because the way that she identifies as a professional musician is that she's paying her bills by being a musician. She bought her house with her studio by being a musician. She pays her bills by being a musician. So that's how she considers herself a professional musician. Well, hell, I sing covers over here, okay? Rock on, gorgeous woman. And I know y'all want my CD, but I don't consider myself a professional musician, but I guess I could if I wanted to. I'm making a little bit of coin off these videos, you know what I'm saying? So am I no different than Gabbie Hanna? For me, I don't really understand the need to go in there and defend it so hard. Girl, you want to call yourself a professional musician, call yourself a professional musician. You call yourself an astronaut, or I could care less what you call yourself, okay? Call yourself, I don't know, but don't call yourself late to dinner, I guess, but, do you, okay? Do what makes you happy. But when people come out over something that they're passionate about, and they have like this incessant need to constantly defend themselves, but then also say, because she comes out later and she says that she wants people to understand that you should go after, she's now the teacher. Gabbie Hanna has become the teacher of YouTube, which is absolutely just, I'm sorry, but it's just, it's intriguing to me, okay, that Gabbie Hanna thinks that she's teaching a lot of lessons to people. Maybe she is. I don't know. Maybe there are people out there that are just listening to everything that Gabbie Hanna is taking in, and they're listening. I hope so. I hope that those words of Gabbie Hanna are, falling somewhere out there that people are like, okay, if Gabbie can do it, then I can do it too. I hope so, And I'm trying to be really fair in this video, but in all honesty, let's go in and let's talk about this thing. So she goes in and she's singing this song, and she's standing, she's got her leg up, and she's in the recording studio, and she's got a Kiss t-shirt on, and Detroit, Rock City! I'm like, girl, name 5 Kiss songs, okay? That's all I want to know, right? You gotta wear a Kiss t-shirt, name 5 Kiss songs. That's how I'm out about it. Anyway, she's got these real ripped jeans on. She looks like she's in a recording studio being like a screamo person or whatever, and then she comes out and defends and says she has a vocal coach that's a professional screamer. I didn't know that there was a title for a professional screamer, but I guess there is. Oh my God. if there is so many people, like I have learned a lot about today just by watching Gabbie Hanna. I have learned a lot about my title on YouTube. You know, when people ask me out in public, they're like, what do you do? You know, and I'm like, well, I make videos. This is literally what I say. Like if I'm like, you know, out with some friends or whatever, like this hasn't happened in forever. But let's just say, you know, and they'll be like, oh, like somebody's husband will be like, now what do you do? And I'm like, I make videos on YouTube. And they're like, okay, well, about what? And I'm like, beauty influencers. You know, they're like, what? And they don't get it, right? And I'm like, well, I have 6 channels. They're like, 6 channels? And I'm like, yeah, I drive around in a car and I talk every day. They're like, and people listen to that? And I'm like, yes, some people choose to listen to that. And then I'm like, I have another channel called Peterisms, which is where I talk about daily meditations. And it's basically where I talk about recovery and grieving and forgiveness and love and kindness and all that kind of stuff. Lessons I've learned in my life. And then I have a review channel where I review Starbucks drinks and food, but mostly Starbucks drinks and stuff. And, you know, then I have a booktube channel, which is where I started because that's my passion. And I don't really find myself defending my reading a lot. You know, like this is interesting to me, you know. Like I have defended it a couple times way in the past, like maybe once, I think I defended it, maybe twice, I don't know. I'm sure somebody out there when I say this will go fact check, you know, do you, okay? But like so many people will say that listening to audiobooks is not reading when if you watch any like booktuber, all booktubers consider reading any kind of reading, whether it's a comic book or the back of a cereal box, or it's reading, you know? And like I'm so passionate about that, but people know that I love listening to audiobooks. Right now I'm listening to Behind Closed Doors. It is one of the best books I've ever listened to in my entire life. But, you know, that's my passion. I don't, you know, and I do reviews, and I have 2 book clubs. I have a true crime book club, and I have Peter's book club, and I listen to the majority of those books, you know. I don't get all bent out of shape coming on here and defending myself, okay, listening to audiobooks. And neither should Gabbie Hanna feel like she needs to defend herself as being a professional musician. And this is what's crazy to me, okay? Like, who out there is, like, defending themselves and what they're doing for a living? Like, if you really, truly believed, if you didn't question whether or not you were a professional musician, you would never feel the need to defend that to somebody else. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think attorneys, like, say, well, you don't know what you mean. I mean, they don't defend themselves. Like, they just are attorneys, you know what I mean? And people that are hostess and hosts at Walmart don't go in and defend themselves and like, well, I'm a host at Walmart because I stand in the door. You know, it's like, they just are. So I don't know why she feels this need to defend herself unless she doesn't really believe it. And I do think that's kind of what it is. I think Gabbie Hanna has really had a hard time of transitioning from a Vine superstar to YouTube, which she was, to YouTube, to now being a musician. And I think in her head, she still is struggling with, am I a professional singer or not? And so she keeps on telling herself that over and over and over, because sooner or later she'll believe it. And I hope she does. If she really wants to be a professional singer, and she considers herself a professional singer, then she should be a professional singer and she shouldn't defend it, you know? Lady Gaga, Beyonce, hell, Taylor Dane, you know? I mean, I don't know who to bring up, you know? All of my favorites back in the day that I've always listened to. Stevie Nicks, she ain't getting in no interviews and go, well, I'm a professional singer because I pay my bills with my music. Nobody's defending themselves about it. Okay, Gabbie Hanna, that's a different story. So, Gabbie Hanna put up this TikTok. I can't play it because it's lyrics from her song, but she's standing here. Now, a lot of people are criticizing how she's standing. They're like, why are you standing like that? I didn't even think anything of it. I just was like, you know, here it is. She's standing like this. Okay, whatever. And so then she goes in and she's singing this song. And I can't really remember how the song goes now, even though I had to listen to it 23 times because I was downloaded the TikToks, you know, or I was screenshotting the comments. But it's like, someone's gotta be a villain all the time, or something like that. I don't know. Something about someone's always gotta be the villain. Something like that, okay? And, and to be honest with you, I don't know much about Screamo music. Oh, this is what I was going to say. I learned a lot about my title today while I was watching all this, okay? I didn't realize I was a professional musician, see, because I do covers over here. So I guess I'm a professional musician. The other thing is so many people text me, or not text me, but DM me and things, and they say, my husband, he's learned to love you, but at first he'd just say that guy screams a lot. So I guess I'm a professional screamer, too. I didn't know that. I didn't know I was a professional screamer or a professional musician. Gabbie Hanna, I learned a lot from, I guess you are the teacher of YouTube. I learned a lot from her today. So anyway, she goes in here and here she is. Now, let me read you some of these comments, okay? Well, first of all, let me show you this video where she's talking about why she's addressing these comments, okay?
Oh my God, no, we would not. If we met in person, we would probably just say, hey, and have a pretty pleasant exchange. Screaming on tracks, that's just an outlet. I think people forgot what art is and what art is for. So that's how I process and get those feelings and things out, so that in my just everyday walking around life, I can be like happy and at peace, because that's just, it's important. It's important to have a creative outlet. And hopefully my creative outlet becomes an outlet for other people when they listen. Hopefully it helps them get out some emotions too, so that they can also feel at peace as they walk through life. I'm sure you guys have noticed I get a lot of hate comments, and I like to respond to them because honestly, it's just like fun. I feel like the same reason that you guys like to leave hate comments because it's fun for you, I like to respond because it's fun for me. Like, I see a troll comment, like I troll back. And I feel like at some point people forgot that I was a human being that you're talking to. And when you talk to a human being, they're allowed to talk back. And I'm just returning the energy I get. Like, I respond to the positive comments too. I respond to all the comments that I see. And like, it just so happens that a lot of them are negative. So I do respond to a lot of negative comments because I want to get my engagement up. Like, I want you guys to talk about my fucking music because it's fucking awesome. Guys, this music that's coming out is so fucking awesome, and I cannot wait for you to hear it. I'm finally making the music I grew up on. I'm making my favorite fucking music. And yeah, I scream a fucking lot because the music I like screams. And honestly, like, I'm kind of fucking good at screaming. So get ready. You're gonna fuck.
We're all the villains sometimes. Boost. I had to include that. I went back in there during the break, and you know, the kind of break that she had on the podcast where she just cut the video clip. We're going to a break real quick because she was getting real upset. You know, her and Trisha, that conversation wasn't going the way that she wanted it to go. But anyway, we're all the villains sometimes. Okay. So anyway, first of all, before I get into any more of this, I have to give some quick shout outs real quick, and then we're going to read the comments from Gabbie Hanna. So Wyatt reached out to me and said that it is his wife, Devin's birthday, and that she loves watching videos over here. So happy birthday, Devin. I hope you have the most amazing birthday in the entire world on the 24th. And let's see what, hold on, God, there's so many comments from Gabbie Hanna. We're all the villains sometimes! Okay, so, hold on a second. Oh, wait. Where are my other birthday shout-outs? Well, we'll just have to go into the comments, and I'll do the birthday shout-outs tomorrow. So, I do want to say this. You know, like, this is the thing for me. Whatever your artistic endeavor is, whether that's, pictures of lighthouses for my cozy mystery book that I'm writing. Speaking of artistic endeavors, you know, here's the thing, okay? Whenever you do a creative endeavor, whether it's writing a song or, writing a book. I've written a book that's been published, you know? Or whether you do a piece of artwork or whatever you do, okay? You know, crafting or crochet, like my good Judy Mel, you know, or on and on and on. Whatever it is that you do, like, if you're gonna do it and do it publicly, okay, if you're just doing it for the privacy of your own home, then it's completely different. But if you're doing it and you're doing it publicly, it's kind of like, once you put it out there in the world, it's kind of like giving birth to like an artistic like situation, right? It's like now you have to be open to the criticism. And what's crazy to me about this is I kind of learned this in freshman year of college, you know, when I was 18 years old and I was taking a creative writing class. And I can remember that, I don't know, the class was 10 or 15 people, and every week we would have to write a short story, and we would have to make 15 copies and hand them out to people. And we would sit in that class and hand out, you know, everybody would read the stories like that night, and then we would come back and we would all, you know, critique the stories. And our stories were shredded. I mean, they were absolutely shredded. This character doesn't work. This is the worst idea in the entire world. Why did you set it here? Your grammar sucks, on and on. I mean, not just me, but everybody in the room, right? And it's like, I guess, I don't know, like, I just never took that stuff personally, and I kind of learned very, very quickly that those are, I mean, that's why we have people, like, listen to your music or read your books first to see, like, that's why there's focus groups for movies and things, so that you can get a response. Like, that's why some movies have 4 endings, and they'll have a focus group go watch it and pick the final ending. If you are an artist, if you're an artiste, no, if you're, you know, a person that is doing any kind of creative endeavor whatsoever, and you have the inability to be open to any kind of constructive criticism, like I said, Gabbie Hanna came out and said, you know, about, what is it called, the compliment sandwich, okay? That if you're going to give somebody, like, constructive criticism or whatever, okay, that you have to sandwich it between two compliments. No, what that is somebody that cannot handle constructive criticism, okay? And if you're going to be a musician, a professional musician of this caliber and this level where you claim to be paying all of your bills and you're up there with the Lizzos and all these people that you claim to respect and admire, then you have to be open to the same kind of criticism, okay? Because those people are not sitting around on TikTok complaining about the comments that they're getting on their TikToks when they're putting up 2 seconds of them singing and screaming and whatever they're doing, okay? They just leave it up. They're not coming back and fighting at everybody and you don't know and blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. So this is what she goes in there and she has to say in all these TikTok comments, okay? Someone put in parentheses, or in quotations, I'm a professional musician. Girl, you're a YouTuber. Chill. And she responded and said, music is my main source of income. I bought my house on my music alone. I am somebody. No, she said, I am a professional musician whether you like my music or not. LMAO. And then someone said, Gabbie, like she's saying it, I can take criticism. I don't know why people say I can't take criticism. Also, Gabbie spends her night replying snarky comments to trolls. And then she responds and says, because the more I reply, the more time people spend on my page reading them, and it really helps me out. And there again, what she's talking about is not people. She's talking about engagement. She's talking about views, numbers that equal money is what she's talking about. Because to Gabbie, all she really cares about is the money that is a result of all this, which is why she was so upset about being shadow banned. You know, there are starving artists out there all over the world, okay, that are doing their craft and just love doing their craft for the sake of doing their craft. If they never got famous off of it, they would be completely fine. They honestly, I mean, and this is the thing, right? Like, if you follow my videos, you know I love cozy mysteries, okay? I'm getting ready to write a cozy mystery. I'm not writing it because I think it's ever going to be published. It may never be sent out. I may never send it to a literary agent or whatever. I'm just consumed with the idea that I want to see if I can do it. You know what I mean? And I don't know right now, because I'm kind of consumed with it in my head, the characters and all this kind of stuff, I can't imagine not doing it, if that makes sense. Like, creative people can't imagine not doing it. It's not about the ends justifies the means, okay? It's not about how you paid for your house. It's not about having a studio in your house, okay? Hell, I got a desk over there with a computer. That doesn't make me a professional writer because I put one book out, and I don't claim to be, okay? But you call yourself what you want to call yourself. I don't know why you're getting so up in arms about it. My main issue is the fact that Gabbie Hanna cannot take criticism. She literally cannot take criticism, and now what she's saying is, well, it's all just to get my numbers and my views up, which is completely phony to me. That's so phony, okay? Because that's what that's saying is, my music is not good enough on its own that people would want to come here and watch it. I've got to stir up a bunch of drama and hysterics, and I got to respond to people in a trolling kind of way to get them interested in my music. And that, to me, is a sad statement, okay? What that says is, I don't believe in my own creativity and my own artistic endeavors enough that I can do it and put it out there without having to stir up a bunch of drama, okay? Like, that's sad to me. Especially if you're going to stand behind the guise of, I'm a professional musician and I love this and I'm doing something that is so good. Because she comes out and she says, this is the best music I've ever put out, whatever. I'm so happy she feels that way. She should feel that way about her music. That makes me happy for anybody that feels that way. But then believe it, okay? But then believe it. Don't sit here and pull a bunch of, you know, shenanigans all over the world responding to people. You guys, I have pages of comments that she responded to, right? Just to get her views up. Someone said, hold on a second, just because you make money off of it doesn't mean you're a professional. People make bad music and get streams because of it doesn't mean it's good. Someone said maybe Dixie isn't so bad after all, talking about Dixie D'Amelio. I actually, this is so funny, I didn't know that Dixie D'Amelio had put out a song, and I listened to, if you follow me, you know that my husband and I love electronic dance music. My husband's obsessed with it. And I listen to the Chill Station, I think it's 53 on Sirius all the time. We go to music festivals when they had music festivals. And so anyway, her song came on and it was mixed with somebody, and I looked at it and it said Dixie D'Amelio, and I was like, this is actually not too bad. I was, you know, it wasn't. Now I have to say her vocals, girl, she needs to call Loretta Lynn or Dolly Parton. I'm just saying, okay? She needs to call Loretta Lynn or Dolly Parton. But, you know, you can mix anything and make it sound good. But I kind of liked the song, I will say that, okay? So somebody said, Gabbie, girl, your only comments are just bashing people. Now, this is the thing that's interesting to me is she came out in one of her things. I will have included all of the TikToks that I downloaded because there's only a couple of them where she's not cussing so bad that I can include it in there because she's just the F word. She owes me about $3.50 right now at the cuss jar. But she really does. She cusses a lot. Yeah, I guess that's what rock stars do. But anyway, I don't know. You guys, anyway, so is that what rock stars do? I don't know. But anyway, so, Detroit, Rock City, I wanna rock and roll all night and party every day. Boost. That's another one, Gabbie. Okay, so anyway, what was I gonna say? No, I can't remember. But, wait, I gotta read my comment. Hold on, I've lost my mind here for a second, okay? Oh, she comes out and she says that she is going through and she is commenting to positive people too. So when this person says, Gabbie, girl, your only comments are just bashing people, and she says, false. And then this person responds back and says, true. And someone says, replying to Gabbie Hanna, I've seen way more replies to the negative ones. I literally went through the entire thing from the top to like the middle. You guys, there was 1 or 2 comments on, like, I really only saw 1, and maybe 2. The second one could maybe be considered positive. There was only 1 or 2. The rest of them are literally all her coming for the people that are negative in the comment section. So, someone said, she looks proud at the end too. Ha 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 ha. And she says, fam, I am proud. This song F's so hard. Someone said, why you keep saying fam? And then they are ageist and they say, we don't need to do that. Like, there's a lot of comments in here about her being 30 and saying, aren't you 50? And blah, blah, blah. Girl, people always want to age me up on the YouTube, okay? They always want to say, aren't you a 60-year-old man that talks like a 16-year-old valley girl? Why you do? Because that's who I am, and I ain't 60, I'm 48, and I'm proudly 48. I'm going to be 49 in a couple months, and listen, okay? I'm living the time of my life. I'm having the best time of my life over here at 48 years old on the YouTube, and you guys are so nice to me, and you send me the kindest messages, and you say the sweetest things to me, and I just want to say thank you so much for giving this old man, I don't care if I'm 48 or 68, you're just giving me the time of my life, and I want to say I appreciate every minute of it, okay? I love it over here, y'all, but we don't need to be ageist on the YouTube. There's no reason to do that, okay? Oh, Lord, I lost my comment sections. Okay. Hold on a second. Someone said, I can't tell if you're screaming at me or singing. She said it's both. Open your effing mind. Now, can you imagine, just for a second, okay? Can you imagine if somebody said to, like, Lady Gaga, like, I'll be honest with you, when that Chromatica song came out, I couldn't stand it, okay? Now, and Lady Gaga songs are songs that kind of, like, you know, I kind of like over time. Like, Born This Way, I didn't like that song when it first came out. I thought the words and the lyrics were fantastic, but I didn't like the beat to it, okay? And now it's one of my favorite Lady Gaga songs. Now, can you imagine if I would tweet out to Lady Gaga, Chromatica's not my thing. What are you doing over here? It doesn't make no sense to me. Now, I like Chromatica. Okay? But can you imagine if I had said that to her and she'd say, open your effing mind? It's very Jeffree Star. It really, really is. Like, I can't hear any criticism whatsoever. And this would be a good example, Gabbie, of where you cannot listen to criticism, where you just should let people sound off in the comment sections and say what they want to say. The thing is, if you did that, some people might change their opinions, because instead of seeing you coming for people, what they would see is you, the professional musician, which is what you want them to see, okay? But by pulling all these stunts and, you know, antics, it's just shenanigans of the world. You are over there and you're telling people, I'm a stunt puller, okay? I'm not a musician. People aren't seeing this as a musician. They're seeing this as somebody that is dramatic, highly dramatic. Someone said, oh God, no. And she said, don't take the Lord's name in vain. You're going to go to hell. That's what Gabbie Hanna said. You're going to go to hell, to somebody in here. Someone said, maybe don't do a genius interview with this one. And she said, are you kidding? I'd love to... I don't even know what that means. Someone said, sorry, no, sis. And, okay, like, literally, they're just saying, sorry, no. This is not something I'm interested in, okay? And she says to them, you're so boring, fam. And and this person responded and said, and you're bad at singing, fam. Okay, someone said, oh, Miss Girl, what is this? And she said, a banger. And someone said, no, with a heart. And they said, respectfully, no. And it's interesting, because a lot of people are, people are nice, and she's responding in really negative ways. Like, this can't be real, it has to be a joke, right? And she says, if life ain't just a joke, then why are we laughing? She thinks she's so deep, this one. She thinks she's so deep, doesn't she? Did she study philosophy at Harvard? I'm telling you, is she, you know, is she a professor of existential philosophy at Oxford? Because I don't get some of this sometimes. I'm not laughing at life. I mean, sometimes I am with my good Judy, but not all the time. Someone said, or she told someone, you're a student, I'm a professional musician, even though she's a YouTuber, I can't. And she said, do you guys live in some weird alternate universe where people can't do more than one thing? I agree with that. And someone said, no, sis. And she said, you have no personality. So she's now told somebody to go to hell. She's now told somebody that they're boring. And she's told somebody that they have zero personality. Okay? Because they said no, sis, to her music. Like, this is a horrible look. Like, this is really, Gabbie, this is bad. Like, this is a really bad look. Someone said, do you think this actually sounds good? And she said, yes, it sounds like the music I grew up on. Okay. Someone said, not Gabbie trying to, replying to people on TikTok and being aggressive because people have a negative opinion of her voice. And so she said, no sis, no one asked, please quit singing, Miss Girl Stop, it's not a negative opinion of my voice. No, it's not. It's your fans responding and critiquing your music. They don't like this, okay? They don't like this type of music. Maybe there are people that supported your past music. There are some Gabbie songs that I love, that I have downloaded in my iTunes. Her screaming at the top of her lungs, it's not something that I love, okay? If Stevie Nicks came out with a song tomorrow and she was like, you know, like, I don't know, singing something screamo, I wouldn't go buy it. I wouldn't love it. I'm sorry. I just wouldn't, okay? I love Dolly Parton. If Dolly Parton tomorrow sat in a studio and she started screaming at the top of her lungs and she said, hey, listen, this is my new gig. I grew up on this kind of music. When I was in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, we sat around, we just screamed a whole bunch, and this is the kind of music I grew up on, and I love it. I'd say, Dolly, do you. I love you all day long. 9 to 5, Jolene, okay? But listen, I ain't getting behind this music. No, sis, no thanks, okay? Not on a good day. Girl, this ain't it, okay? Bring back a Jolene remix. I'm still wanting to know why Here You Come Again, okay? The remix of it that was put on the Dumpling soundtrack, you can't buy anywhere. I'm still wanting to know that, okay? But no, I don't need Dolly Parton screaming. And my response to that would be, no sis, this ain't it. I can't get behind this. This is horrible. What are you thinking? We want old Dolly back, okay? I still love Dolly. You might not want to come for one of your biggest fans because when you do, okay, you might lose that fan, which equals engagement, views, numbers, subscribers, and money. So I'm just saying, this is not smart whatsoever. She goes on and on and on, okay? I mean, you guys, I have so many of these screenshot. Why are you so mean in your responses back to people? Like, it takes more energy to respond than to actually practice what you preach. And she says, I match people's energies. I hate when people say that. I hate when people say I match people's energies. You know, do you, whatever. And, I mean, some of my very closest friends say that all the time to me, you know. I was just talking to one of my good Judies the other day on the phone. Not a YouTuber, you know. People trying to figure out, I've only got like one YouTuber friend anyway at this point. It's Wes at Highfalutin Carb. No, I got a couple people that I talk to on YouTube and stuff. But this wasn't, and I said something, and I said, you're so angry, and she's talking about her ex-husband. She's like, I'm matching his energy. And I go, and does that make you feel good? Like, do you feel better matching that energy? Or would you rather feel better and rise above? And she's like, you know, you're right. She's like, I've been angry all day long. I'm like, girl, like, it's not, why are you wanting to match that energy? Why would you want to match that negativity? Why would you not want to be the example? Like, I don't understand that. You're trying to lead the masses, but match people. This is so infantile to me. This is literally like the epitome of like, her responses are like what we would see like an 18-year-old respond to this. I mean, and I know a lot of 18-year-olds that are serving our country that are 100 times more mature than this, fam. I'm just saying, okay? This is bad look. Someone said, sorry, sis, this isn't it. She said, and they go on and on and on. She says, you'll see. People are questioning, like, that she doesn't sound healthy. And she says, I'm fine. And she goes on and talks about, this is where she says, I love this punk style you're doing. Now, here's a positive comment. But please learn how to, do those growls correctly because you will get vocal fold injuries or damage to your larynx. And she responds and says, don't worry, I take vocal lessons and my producer is a screamer. We good. Thank you for looking out though. Someone says, why are you standing like that? She says it's comfortable. And then it goes on and on. Gabbie, I know some people are giving you harsh criticism, but I will be honest, that note didn't sound as good as it can be. And it also sounded like it hurt. And she said it didn't hurt, LOL. And I mean, that's somebody giving, I mean, there's nice comments in here and she's coming back, right? So it just goes on and on. I mean, it just is, it's a lot. I mean, I just have tons and tons and tons. I can't anymore. I can't. And this is the thing. It's like, I think that Gabbie doesn't really realize that she has a lot of people that really, she says it enough. So if she says it, she should believe it. She has a lot of people out there that truly, truly do love her and believe her, or do love her and believe in her, right? Okay, and I think some of her, what is her one song that I love? I have it on my iTunes. It's one of my, I mean, literally, I'm giving total props to Gabbie Hanna right here, okay? Hold on a second. Artist. But you know, like, the thing is that this is not a good look, okay? I don't know if Gabbie Hanna is wanting to come out now and be the Nikita Dragon of the music industry, or be like a real, you know, B-A-D-A-S-S or whatever. I don't know if she's wanting to come across as real edgy, because that's what punk is. But I've met enough punk artists in my life, because I listened to punk when I was growing up. I was obsessed with punk music when I was growing up, okay? And some of those artists are the kindest, most gentle people you will ever meet in your entire life. They don't bite back at their fans. They don't yell at people, whatever. Does their music have screaming in it? Does it have loud vocals? Absolutely, sure it does, you know? You're talking about literally the beginning of headbanging and things like that, okay, back in the day. But these are some of the kindest, like I said, most gentle people that you will ever meet in your entire world. And the way that they express themselves is cathartically through their music, okay? It's not them getting on a TikTok or telling people. We live in this world where it's like you always have to tell on somebody. And I've said this so much in the last 2 years, especially on my Peterisms channel. The most valuable lesson that I've learned is I don't need to tell on somebody, okay? I just need to live my life, enjoy my life, and work on me. And while I'm telling on somebody and trying to do all this and blah, 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 whatever, that's time I'm taking away from myself. And I'm sorry, I'm way too selfish today. I want to work on making sure that I'm the best version of myself that I can be, right? Because when I'm happy and I'm in a good mood, y'all enjoy me a lot more, don't you think? You know, like, and I'm in a really good mood most days. This does not come across as that she's in a good mood. You know, it makes me kind of sad because... Here it is. What's her song? Out Loud. I love that song. You know, I think that if she realized that she kind of classed it up a little bit more and not respond to these things and put her music out, and just if she wants to put a TikTok up of her music up and people want to come for her, just let it come up. She's saying she wants to get her engagement up. Girl, this isn't the way, okay? It's 5 steps forward, 4 steps back, okay? Your engagement might look good on TikTok right now, but down the road, if you're trying to build a substantial music career, upsetting your fans by coming for some of them, or even if they don't post anything in here and they just see this and they're like, this is how Gabbie talks to people, they aren't going to stick around, okay? And no offense, Gabbie, I hope you are the most successful musician in the entire world. I always say that. Why wouldn't we want people to be successful, right? But currently, and I do love some of your music, you are not so fine of a musician that you are in a position to be upsetting fans that will leave over the way that you act towards your fans in your comment section. It's just something to think about, okay? Beyonce could probably come out and afford to do that, and even she wouldn't do that, okay? Because it's not a good look. Even she wouldn't do that. So just think about it, you know? Think about what's your end goal, what's your end game. If you want people to listen to your music and to buy into it and get into it, not shove it down their throats, but enjoy it and listen to it and say, hey, I'm going to open my mind to this. I'm going to really listen to this because I love Gabbie and I want to be open to this music. Maybe be a little bit more approachable, just saying. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all that in the comment section below. I love you and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.